36 hours later, you're coming into the clinic for a very minor procedure.
It's called the egg
retrieval. Exactly. It takes only about 10 to 15 minutes, and you are put to sleep with IV sedation, so you don't feel anything, you don't remember anything. And I want to illustrate how it actually works, because a lot of people are saying, is this a surgery? There are no incisions on your abdomen. I'm going to show you.
And a lot of people didn't know you're under anesthesia to retrieve these. So now,
and a lot of people, when they think about where the ovaries are, they see these diagrams, but in reality, they actually sit low down by the vaginal canal here. And so what we do is the ultrasound, and there's a needle attached, and it goes into each bubble of fluid, and we drain each bubble of fluid.
This is not my body, by the way. This is a mock-up of,
That's how we get the eggs out. And that's why they're so easy to access, and it's very low risk, and it's very quick.
We actually have a video of the real procedure.
So you can see that needle piercing each bubble, and look how it's draining that bubble of fluid slowly.
See that?
Right. I did 21 of these on the weekend, by the
way. You did 21? And then that's
really
actually freezing the egg.
So we hand the tubes of fluid that we took from the bubbles off to someone named an embryologist. And these are specialists in the lab. And they're the ones actually handling the eggs, making sure they're mature, and then freezing them.
I remember in my process, we were there, and they were in the room, and they're like, do we have it? Do we have it?
Yeah.
It's like 6 people having to sign off, and you're waiting there. I won't show you how, but you're waiting there. And
and then they take the eggs and then they freeze them. They flash freeze them by putting them into minus 196 degrees Celsius liquid nitrogen. And then they're stored in these tanks. That's where your eggs are stored.
And here's the deal. With all of that, there's no guarantee that the egg quality is what will be enough to be fertilized.
Right, right. A lot of people don't realize that human reproduction is inefficient, right? When you ovulate 1 egg every month, there's no guarantee that it's going to fertilize with sperm and grow into an embryo that's healthy and implants. And that inefficiency doesn't magically go away because you froze your eggs. So it's important to freeze a certain number to gauge, okay, how many will survive the thaw? Typically, it's like 90 to 95%. And then maybe 70 to 80% will actually fertilize successfully. Perhaps half of those will turn into embryos. And even in your 20s.
So your number keeps creeping down even with this intervention.
And don't hate me, but your eggs aren't perfect. Even in your 20s, 20 to 25% of the embryos coming from your eggs can have typos or errors that limit the reproductive potential.
I remember they're looking and said, this one we can't for different reasons, different things show up. So at the end of the day, though, the number of women, particularly in their 30s and 20s, it's skyrocketing.
Yes, a lot of people are freezing their eggs, and we're seeing a trend towards doing it at a younger age, and therefore we're seeing more success.
Wow.
Right? A lot of women who are doing this in their 20s, they are going to be successful because their egg quality tends to be really high.
Shania's like, yay! Okay, last question. Shania, for you, so you have your eggs, they are frozen. You are your PhD in January. Does that set up a whole nother conversation of when?
10 years.
10 years. So in 10 years, you plan to explore this option. I think it's fantastic and empowering that you shared it with people. Dr. Lucky, thank you. First time I've ever seen that on TV done. Thank you.